Good morning, boys and girls. I'm back in the garden today. We are actually going to say goodbye to Gary today, so I thought I would show you what snails in the garden really love to eat. That's this plant. This is called a hosta, and it has these sort of tall, skinny flowers like this. And if Gary were loose in my garden, this is what Gary would be eating. But we're going to put Gary back where Gary came from, which is at my town's DPW. But before we say goodbye to Gary, because it's not fair for Gary to live their entire life in the fish tank, I'm going to share one of my favorite snail stories with you. So our book today is called The Snail's Spell by Joanne Ryder, with pictures by Lynn Cherry. And look at this child in the garden. They've found a snail. The Snail's Spell by Joanne Ryder. Pictures by Lynn Cherry. Here we've got some little mousykins. Imagine you are soft and have no bones inside you. Imagine you are the color of gray smoke. You are shrinking. I'm going to actually show the pictures like this because there's so much detail. Smaller and smaller and smaller. You are 2 inches long, lying on the brown ground, all soft and gray. Imagine you have no arms and legs now. Imagine you cannot walk or run. Instead, you glide and make your own smooth and sticky path to ride on. It is easy to move this way, and it feels cool and good. You have a head and a mouth with rows of tiny teeth, but your teeth are on your tongue. You eat by sticking your tongue out and scraping tiny bits of lettuce into your tiny mouth. As you glide slowly on the damp brown ground, you touch everything with 2 short feelers. On the top of your head, you have 2 long feelers. You stretch and stretch these feelers till they look like long, long horns. Your small black eyes rest at the tips of these feelers. One sees the brightness above. The other feeler curls around a lettuce leaf. Now you can see the darkness in there. But your feeler touches something in the dark, something wriggling, someone alive. Fast as you can, you pull your feeler back. You tuck your eye inside your feeler and hide it from danger. Your eye glides down, down, down into your head. When you feel safe, your eye glides up and up to see your world again. You are soft and small and slow, gliding up and down and upside down. On your back lies a light curled shell. It is part of you, and it grows as you grow. Whenever you want to rest, you have a place to go. First, you tuck your feelers inside your head. Then, you draw your head and soft gray body up inside your shell and sleep. And that's the end. So this child had a lot of fun pretending that they were the size of a snail, and what the world would look like if you were so small and you were a snail yourself. So I'm gonna pack up Gary and we're gonna get in the car and we're gonna say goodbye and wish them luck, okay? So you can see some of the damage that my garden slugs and garden snails have done to some of my plants. They will just go and they eat it because we know that they're herbivores. So we're gonna let Gary back where he came from, and I'm not gonna release them into my garden.
Or you leave.
Okay, Gary.
From recycling.
So now you're not gonna get your meals delivered anymore. No more cucumber delivered. You're gonna have to fend for yourself in the wild. Hi everybody. We're here today at the Hasbrook Heights Recycling Center in the town where I live to say goodbye to Gary. So a year ago when we were planting our pots, we found some snails, and my friends at the garden club said that they would let me take them home, and Gary has stayed with us for all that time, and I think it's time to set Gary free and let Gary have some freedom in the wild. So we're gonna get ready to say goodbye to Gary today. So this is where we're gonna set Gary free. See, there's lots of mulch and some logs and yard waste. Gary was so happy in there, helping with all the decomposition. And we'll see where my friends are. Oh, here we are. So these are the big flower pots that line our main street in town. And every year we come and plant them, and that's where we first found Gary. All right, so we'll say goodbye to our Garys. Say bye, Gary. Thank you for everything. And maybe we'll come back next spring and see how you've grown up. So here they are. We're gonna give them a drink and they'll wake up, and I'll set up the camera and we'll watch them crawl away, hopefully.